The crypto space is toxic. People are arguing left and right. And before you heavily invest into a project or are willing to fight tooth and nail for your project, there are many questions that you must ask and answer. But the problem is there are too many questions to ask and you simply will not be able to answer all of them. So in this video, we're going to cover the top 3 most important questions that you must ask about your crypto project. Welcome aboard the Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. It is common in the crypto space to feel threatened when someone criticizes your project. But before you reply, you must ask and answer these 3 questions. And before we get into them, I do want to say I don't expect all of you watching to know these answers. The reason I'm making this video is so that by the end, you understand these questions and you actually ask them and answer them. So I wanted to get that out of the way. I don't expect you guys to know these answers right as I make this video. So the first question that you must ask and answer about your cryptocurrency project is, what is the consensus algorithm? Or said in another way, how does everyone on that blockchain come to an agreement in a decentralized way? What's revolutionary about blockchain is you have unknown people around the world coming to an agreement, and it needs to account for everything that can go wrong. Good people and bad people. There needs to be rewards and punishments, right? There are many consensus algorithms. There's proof of work, proof of stake, proof of activity, proof of importance, proof of capacity, proof of burn, and the list goes on. So let's do an example, right? Bitcoin uses proof of work. So for everyone to come to an agreement, you need to first put up electricity and hardware to participate in the system. So that's proof of work. What about something like Ethereum? Right now, they also use proof of work, but they will be transitioning into proof of stake. Cardano is right now using proof of stake. This means instead of using electricity and computer hardware, you take your crypto, you lock it up as a stake in order to participate in the blockchain. There are so many variations of consensus algorithms. There are even blockchain consensus algorithms that aren't actually blockchain. For example, directed acyclic graph technology, also known as DAG for short. Some projects that use DAG technology are IOTA and Nano. So IOTA and Nano don't even really use blockchain technology. And many of you know what proof of stake is, but even within proof of stake, it can be broken down into different variations. EOS, for example, uses something called delegated proof of stake. And with delegated proof of stake, the top 21 block producers are elected by the community. There are so many different variations, and you need to ask this question. Like I said in the intro, you might not know this answer as I make this video to the projects that you are invested in, but after this video, make sure to Google what type of consensus algorithm your project uses, because this is very important, right? What we're trying to achieve here is a decentralized network of people that don't know each other, and the consensus algorithm is extremely important for that to be achieved. Now, the second most important question that you must ask about your project is, what are the tokenomics and who owns the crypto? For example, let's take Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a circulating supply of 18 million with a max supply of 21 million that will be mined in the future. Then we take a look at something like Dogecoin, right? Circulating supply 129 billion, but there is no max supply, right? Dogecoin, with the current consensus algorithm, will continue to be mined and produced daily, of course, unless they change it in the future. And you have to ask, is there an elastic supply or is there a hard cap? But then we look at something like XRP, they do have a maximum supply like Bitcoin, but the difference is everything was created in one day through a pre-mine. 100 billion XRP, 46 billion are in supply, and the rest are in escrow and being released over time. So ask these questions about your project. Circulating supply, max supply, when will they all be mined? Were they all mined already in one day? And then also what's very important is who actually owns these cryptocurrencies. And the beauty of blockchain is that everything is transparent. So you can take any cryptocurrency that you have in mind or that you are invested in, and you can simply Google cryptocurrency rich list. For example, if you Google Bitcoin rich list, you will find this page, and it shows who owns Bitcoin. So we can see that there's only one wallet that owns more than 1% of the supply, but that is an exchange, right? Binance Cold Wallet. That is expected with exchanges. You will see them holding a large amount of a cryptocurrency, but after them, you can see everyone is under 1%. Same thing, right? We can do Litecoin Rich List, and we'll get this page, and it shows the percentages, 5%, 3%, 1%, 1%. The reason this is important is because with any cryptocurrency, ideally, you do not want one address or wallet holding a significant portion, maybe something like 20, 30, 40, 50%. That can be a problem. For example, when we look at Dogecoin, the top wallet owns 28% of the coins, and we don't know who it is. The best case scenario is that it does belong to an exchange, maybe someone like Robinhood, but at this time, we don't know who actually owns this wallet. So when someone, let's say, criticizes Dogecoin for this case, understand why they're criticizing you. And even Elon Musk, who is very big into Dogecoin, has brought up this issue, right? It is a concern even to Elon Musk. And I did make a video, which I will leave a link for in the description below, covering whether Robinhood really owns this wallet that holds 28% of the Dogecoin supply. So far, we went over two questions. Number one, what is the consensus algorithm? And number two, the tokenomics and who owns them. And I want to give you a very good example. Binance Smart Chain. When people criticize Binance Smart Chain saying that it's centralized, people that own BNB, they get upset. But before they get upset and defend themselves, they need to look into these first two metrics. So the first one, what is the consensus algorithm for Binance Smart Chain? They use proof of stake authority, which is controlled by 21 node operators, which are elected by Binance coin holders. So that's number one, the consensus algorithm. Then we need to look at number two, who owns the tokens, right? Because whoever owns the tokens, as we can see, gets to control who these 21 node operators are. And when it comes to BNB, Binance is one of the largest holders of the BNB tokens. So it still has significant control. So this is why people say that Binance Smart Chain and BNB is centralized. So before you fight tooth and nails to defend yourself, understand why people make this claim. Now, do I think BNB and Binance Smart Chain is going away? Absolutely not. I think they will be here for a very long time. As long as Binance maintains itself as one of the top exchanges, I do think that BNB and Binance Chain will be here. But I did want to give you a good example, or what I think is a very good example of why you need to ask these questions of consensus algorithm and of the tokens metrics, right? Token metrics, and also the token supply, who owns it, right? So that's 1 and 2. Now, the third most important question you need to ask about your cryptocurrency project is, where is the money coming from? What is the use case? All of these cryptocurrency projects will grow as long as they take money from somewhere. When we look at something like Bitcoin, where is the money going to come from? It's going to come from the gold industry, the precious metals market, also other stores of value, a percentage of the art market, a percentage of real estate, and so on. So the money needs to come from somewhere. Money isn't magically made. Well, actually it is magically made more recently, right? We're printing trillions of dollars every year. So I guess you can make the case that that money needs to find a home, but for many of these projects, the money needs to come from somewhere. Then let's talk about something like Ethereum, right? Or Cardano, both smart contract platforms. And I think what most people don't understand about smart contract platforms is that the money is going to come from literally everywhere. Because as I've said in the past, whoever wins this smart contracts race, in 10, 20 years from now, the world will be built on top of it. Real estate contracts, marriage license, business proposals, health insurance, health records, really everything you can think of. All types of data will be on these blockchains. This is why people say that in 10 or 20 years, projects like Ethereum or Cardano can flip Bitcoin by market cap, because you'll essentially have the world built on top of it. So always ask about your project. What is the use case? Where is the money going to come from? Another good example is something like VeChain, right? Supply chain management. You have to ask, how much is the supply chain industry worth today? How much will it be worth in the future? Also, what industries need to use supply chain, right? Maybe something like the wine industry, the luxury goods industry, the food industry, and so on. Every project here has a use case and they will differ. You have to look at what the industry they're trying to take market share is worth today and what it will be worth in the future. If we take a look at some NFT projects like Decentraland or Engine, right? That's going to take share from the video game industry. How much is the video game industry worth today? How much will it be worth in the future? Also, we can't forget VR, virtual reality. That also is a big industry that is growing, that these projects such as Decentraland and Engine will take market share from as well. Now, there are over 7,000, 8,000 cryptocurrencies, so obviously in this video, I can't answer these questions for your project. This is why I am giving you the questions, so that whatever projects you come across, you can ask these 3 questions. So again, number 1, what is the consensus algorithm? Number 2, what are the token economics and who owns these tokens? And number 3, where is the money going to come from? What is the use case? Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.